Hello students, we are doing the chapter aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid. In this, we are studying the topic preparation of aldehydes and ketones. So under your section 12.4.2 of your textbook, we'll be starting with the D subsection, that is from aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay. The hydrocarbons which involve benzene ring in them. In that, the first reaction which we have is preparation of aromatic aldehyde from aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay, so using aromatic hydrocarbon we are going to obtain aromatic aldehyde. Now under this first chemical reaction, the first reaction, okay, under this topic we have two methods in which we can obtain aromatic aldehyde. So the first method, it is a name based reaction known as Etard reaction. Alright. So students, just look at the first step of the reaction. Now looking at this reaction, this is one of the most important and kind of toughest reaction, okay, method of preparation. So looking at the condensed format, it might be a little difficult for you all to understand, so don't worry about it. I am going to explain it along with the open structure as well, but let's first just have an overlook. So we have benzene ring with CH3, which is nothing but toluene. So this toluene, in the first step, in presence of carbon disulfide, we are supposed to treat it with two molecules of chromyl chloride. This compound that is there, CrO2Cl2, this compound is nothing but chromyl chloride. So I'll treat it with two molecules of chromyl chloride. You all can see after the first step, an intermediate is formed which is known as chromium complex. If you all carefully observe over here, only one hydrogen is left out of the three hydrogens, and both these molecules of chromyl chloride are attached into this ring. How is that happening? I'll explain it later, don't worry. Now this chromium complex intermediate that is formed, it will further undergo reaction with hydronium ions. Okay, it will undergo acid hydrolysis, and in this second step you all will get the final product, that is benzaldehyde. So benzaldehyde is nothing but aromatic aldehyde. Okay, fine. So basically CH was already there, this entire thing will come outside. I mean, instead of this entire thing, only one oxygen will be left, and whatever byproducts are formed, so that is over here. Alright, so I'll explain this reaction now in detail. Students, before I explain the detailed format, you should note one thing. It's okay if you all write this condensed form in the exam. Okay, it's absolutely fine if you write the reaction like this. The open structure is just to make you all understand how this compound gets attached over here. Okay, fine, and how the final product is formed. Alright. Now see over here, this is nothing but your toluene, benzene ring with C and H3, 3 hydrogen atoms, and the two compounds I have drawn over here, this is nothing but chromyl chloride. Okay, see, we are taking two molecules of CrO2Cl2, right? So you all can see CrO2Cl2, this is the open structure for it. Alright, fine. So now what is going to happen is, from both these chromyl chlorides, you all can see double bond O, it has two oxygen atoms. So it will break the double bond with one of the oxygen atom. Okay, fine. So because of this, what has happened? The valency of oxygen becomes less by 1. Okay, fine. So now what happens? Hydrogen atom from here, okay, one hydrogen atom from here will go and it will attach on this oxygen atom. Similarly, the another hydrogen that is there, it will go and it will attach on this oxygen atom. Okay, so what happened? I had double bond O, so we'll break this double bond. Okay, the first double bond with the first oxygen. So this hydrogen will go and attach over here, this hydrogen will go and, so this will become OH basically. Okay, it turns out to be OH. Alright, so now this carbon has two valency less. Okay, chromium shows variable valencies, so it doesn't matter to chromium. Alright, fine. Now the question is, how are we supposed to attach this over here? Okay, so for that, what is going to happen? The next double bond, that is the double bond with this oxygen, will break, and you all can see your two bonds are less. So with the help of this oxygen atom, both these molecules will be attached on this structure. Okay. So students, the chromium complex intermediate that you obtain, it looks somewhat like this. Okay, you all can see the OH over here. On this chromium there is an OH, on this chromium there is an OH. I hope you all understood how it became OH, like one oxygen. And on this carbon atom, now both these compounds will be attached with the help of this oxygen atom, the other oxygen. So you all can see chromium, this entire thing is attached on this carbon with the help of oxygen atom. This other entire thing is attached with the help of oxygen atom. Okay, so this is nothing but your chromium complex. You all can see the condensed form is like OCr. OH I have put in, it is in bracket to avoid confusion, and Cl2. So you all can see OCr in bracket OH and then Cl2. Okay, fine. So let's move ahead. Now see students, from this chromium complex, if you all want to obtain benzaldehyde, you all need CH. Okay, you all need one oxygen to form double bond O. Rest entire thing, this entire outline portion is not needed. We need to remove it so that we obtain benzaldehyde. Alright, so this entire portion will come outside, but now the question is, how is the byproduct form? Alright, okay. So what we are doing further is, chromium complex, we are treating it in presence of hydronium ions, right? So this is nothing but your water molecule and H plus ions. Okay, so over here in this structure, the water molecule is split into H and OH. Okay, so on this lower half, this lower molecule, H will be attached, and this upper molecule OH will be attached. Okay, so this will result into formation of two identical compounds. You all can see these compounds are almost identical, but here this oxygen has gone in formation of benzaldehyde, right? So this requires OH, and this here H is attached on OH. Okay, so what you get is Cr OH 2 times and Cl2. Similarly Cr OH 2 times and Cl2. So that is nothing but your byproduct. Okay, fine. So I hope you all were able to understand Ettard reaction with the help of this open structure. Okay, one of the most important reactions. Now under this same category, the first was the Ettard reaction. The second one which we have, okay, yeah, this one. The second one which we have is by oxidation of methyl arene using CrO3, that is nothing but chromium oxide. Okay, so here see, methyl arene is nothing but toluene. So what we are going to do is, we'll react toluene with acetic anhydride and your chromium oxide. Okay, fine. I hope you all know what acetic anhydride is, at from a temperature range of 273 to 283 Kelvin. Okay, so students, this intermediate is formed. Now this is kind of similar like your Ettard reaction. What has happened over here, two hydrogens that are there, they have been replaced. Okay, so you all can see over here the hydrogen atoms come outside. Here on one bond you have OC double bond O CH3, which obviously you all will obtain from here. Okay, OC double bond O CH3, and you all have second bond with the same structure, OC double bond O CH3. Now C double bond O CH3 you all will obtain from here. The question is, where did this extra oxygen come from? Okay, so this is obtained with the help of chromium oxide. Alright, fine. Chromium oxide, you all can obtain this extra hydrogen, and the two hydrogen extra oxygen, and the two hydrogen atoms that come outside, they may form some byproducts inside the reaction. Okay, fine. So we are not concerned with that. We should only know that two hydrogen atoms are removed completely, unlike Ettard reaction where it was combined with chromyl chloride. Here they are removed, and instead of that we attach C double bond O CH3. Further, we will carry out acid hydrolysis of this particular structure, and now we will have something similar, exactly similar to Ettard reaction. We have to form benzaldehyde, that is aromatic aldehyde. So we need this oxygen. So what is the not required part? This much part is not needed. So what is going to happen? The water molecule that is there, so your H will combine with this, you will get CH3 C double bond O OH. Your OH will come over here, so that is nothing but acetic acid. Okay, so these are the products formed, benzaldehyde and two molecules of acetic acid. So this was the second reaction, oxidation of toluene using chromium oxide. Okay. Students, under the D subsection, the third reaction is by side chain chlorination of toluene. So this reaction is very simple. You have toluene, okay, you reacted with Cl2 in presence of UV light. What is going to happen? Again the same thing, two hydrogen atoms will be replaced by both the Cl atoms. Okay, fine. So I am left with CHCl2. This intermediate is nothing but benzyl chloride. This is further, like, it undergoes acid hydrolysis. It is heated at 373 Kelvin, and what is going to happen? Both this Cl2 will come outside. both the Cl2 which come outside, they will be replaced by double bond oxygen. So you will get benzene ring with C double bond OH, which is nothing but benzaldehyde. In your textbook they have not mentioned any byproducts as such, so it is okay if you all don't write. Okay, it's okay if you all write only the main products. Okay. The fourth reaction under D subsection is Gattermann-Koch formylation of arene. Okay, that is your benzene ring. Gattermann-Koch formylation, it is a name-based reaction. Reaction is very simple. Your benzene is converted into benzaldehyde. The most important thing to remember here in Gattermann-Koch formylation is the number of catalysts that are used. Okay, so there is carbon monoxide. Okay, this is capital C and capital O. So carbon monoxide, HCl, anhydrous AlCl3 and high pressure. So under these specific conditions only benzene is converted to benzaldehyde. Okay. Students, the second type under D subsection is preparation of aromatic ketones. Till now we were seeing preparation of aromatic aldehydes. So now we have preparation of aromatic ketones from aromatic hydrocarbons. Under this we have Friedel-Crafts acylation. Okay, fine. Now you all are aware of Friedel-Crafts acylation because it was done in your 11th standard. So there were two techniques, one was using acyl chloride, one was using acetic anhydride. In this chapter itself, in one of the previous video, I have explained how to carry out Friedel-Crafts acylation using acyl chloride. Okay, see, this was the reaction, Friedel-Crafts acylation, you get acetophenol. So what I'm going to, you all are supposed to need, you all need to know both the methods. Okay, so now here in this, for this topic, I'll be explaining how to carry out the same technique using acetic anhydride. So this is the reaction, your benzene you treated with acetic anhydride. Okay, obviously whenever there is Friedel-Crafts, catalyst is anhydrous AlCl3. What is going to happen? The para position hydrogen comes outside and this acetyl group is attached over here, that is CH3 C double bond O. Okay, C double bond O CH3. This is nothing but acetophenone, which is your aromatic ketone. Okay, the H that comes outside, it will combine with this remaining portion. It will become OH and it forms acetic acid as byproduct. Okay, fine. So we are done with the D subsection. Students, for the reactions involving aromatic compounds, you all have to practice the exact same reaction that I am explaining in the video. Okay. The next title that we have under preparation of aldehydes, ketones, and this is the last one, that is 12.4.3 of your textbook, preparation of aldehydes only from esters. Okay, so let's see the reaction. So this is how aldehydes are obtained from ester. Aldehyde is reduced from ester using DIBALH, which is also written as ALHIBU twice. We have already discussed these compounds. Okay, fine. So basically this reaction, it undergoes acid hydrolysis so that you can obtain aldehyde. One thing that you all can note about this reaction is there is no need to mention it, but this occurs at 195 Kelvin. Okay, fine. So this is the last method of preparation of aldehydes and ketones. Okay. So I want you all to practice these two esters, methyl acetate and ethyl acetate. Okay, fine. Now if you all observe carefully here, the entire OR part goes away. Okay, fine. So no matter whatever alkyl group is over here, it is not going to come in the final product. Alright, fine. So whatever is happening in between, we are not concerned about it. Just remember this reaction and make sure you all know that the number of carbon atoms present in the ester, so the number of carbon atoms present in aldehyde is not going to be same. Alright, fine. So we are done with preparation of aldehydes, ketones. Make sure you all maintain proper notes, practice all the examples including the compounds which have benzene ring in them. Okay, fine. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.